Hey, welcome back to Corporate Classy, but Please Come Correct podcast. I am your host, Alberta Thomas. Once again, we're tuning in to another episode. This would be number 4? Yes. So, just to kind of recap a little bit, man, you guys were able to hear me and my life coach, Rachel, on the last episode talk about some untold stories, talk about real things that actually happen that some people may battle with, but we were just able to open up and share some personal thoughts on top of how we were able to navigate life together and how she is my life coach. Man, when I tell you guys, I've gotten through so much because of her. It was only right. It was only right that I had her on my podcast, and she would be back for sure. To embrace that, to see how important it is, and that it is okay as African Americans to have a life coach, to have a therapist, having a safe place outside of what is already safe for you from it being your friends or your family, having that safe space where you can freely just express yourself and your thoughts and understand that it's okay if you need some help navigating your thoughts and strategizing exactly what it is that you're needing. So I am excited that I was able to allow you guys to see us operate in that space. But before we get into it, first, I want to thank all my listeners out there for rocking with me. I would tell you it's been 3 weeks, almost, not really even a month. It's been about 3 weeks, and I've had already 113 plays on this platform, and I'm excited. So if you're listening, if you're always listening, thank you. If you're listening for the first time, thank you for being here and rocking with me. And not only that, please hit that share button. If you're an Apple user, hit that share button, share my podcast. If you're a Spotify user, hit that share that podcast. Listen, I want to be able to have a safe place for us, especially women, African American women, to come and freely express yourself. And not only that, just have some sidebar conversations that are, things that we want to talk about, and things that only helps us navigate what we got going on, which is called life, right? So thank all of you guys for your support. I am going to continue to do what I do and allow this journey. And like I always tell people, this podcast reminds me, it gives me it feels like it's my baby, like it's my therapy, where I'm able to freely release whatever it is I want to release. Because I have my stories, I have my growth, I have my opportunities, and me just coming to my podcast, being able to open up and share whatever it is that I want to share, it's mine. It's my space for me to freely express things. So I'm excited. I'm even more excited because when we talk about my podcast, the most exciting thing throughout this whole journey is understanding that you have to give yourself permission to pivot in life, right? So I've been talking about me moving over to Oregon, right? With my first couple of episodes. And I'm talking about where I settled and how it's okay to understand that I had to, me moving, it kind of gave me this feeling of, what do you call it? Granting myself permission to do great, to do what I love to do, what I want to do, and to be bold in whatever it is that I want to do, right? And so I did that. And, just these last couple of months, I had to give myself permission again to pivot, right? because I have a relationship that is growing, where a lot of commuting back and forth was kind of heavy. It was a lot being done, but I gave myself permission again to move, and I'm excited to be in Portland. Listen, if you guys know me and if you've been talking to me since I've been in Oregon, Portland is a whole vibe, okay? But it's probably a whole vibe to me because, one, I never thought I would be living in a big city. When I sit, like, I'm literally just moved in, still have to unpack my boxes. I'm trying my best to be consistent and get stuff done, but realizing, like, okay, I can't do all of this all at once. It's going to take a little time, I guess. But my mind is like, get it done, get it done, get it done. That's me. Like, I'm a person that get things done and I don't wait. I don't like to procrastinate. I just want to get the things done. But it's not going to happen. So again, that's my fantasy world. Reality. Let me bring myself back to reality. But the good thing is, guys, listen, if you know me, you've been talking to me, I've always been talking about I'm moving to Portland and how I would never be in a big city. Like, I want to live in the country. I want to have this big house with a wraparound porch. I want to be in the country for the rest of my life. Like, I don't want that city life. It's too much. It's trying to find parts. Hoping somebody don't break in your car. Everything, like, I'm telling you, everything that I said that I didn't want to do or I did not want is what's happening for me right now. Like, I'm literally living a life, and when I sit in it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing the opposite of what I thought I wanted to do. But if you guys know me, been rocking with me, and people ask me how is Oregon and I'm like, listen, Portland is a vibe. Listen, we got a lot of things happening on the streets at night. However, make sure you're safe. Keep your doors locked. Don't leave nothing on your seats. But Oregon has so many good things. Like, I can go hiking. I can go to the mountains. I can go to the rain falls. Like, it's so many things that I can do. Talk about food, all right? So it's not my southern food, good food with a lot of grease or a lot of sugar. It's none of that, or fried food. We still have that, but it's not this. The flavor of the food is completely different. But like, for me in Portland, I've been tapping into different cultural foods. Man, I've been eating Thai food. I've been eating, oh my God, Indian food. I've been just eating a whole bunch of stuff. And it's been so good and so flavorful. It's been great. And anybody that comes and visit, which I don't have much people that ever comes and visit, but if you come and visit me, I would give you the vibe. Me and my man would show you a vibe because I don't know where nothing is. He takes me on excursions and I love it. But I just was sitting here on the edge of my bed and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to record a session. I'm about to get a session in because I'm feeling inspired just about me being where I'm at right now. Like, I am overwhelmed. I'm like overwhelmed with excitement and just feels good to be here. But I'm also like, I need to unpack. Okay, so yeah, I should probably get on topic of why I should be actually recording this podcast. But I'm just sitting here and just thinking about being happy, understanding what actually makes you happy, knowing what your core values are, what it is that you want in life, what don't you want in life, what do you consider to be happiness for you. And so I kind of want to touch on that a little bit and kind of deep dive and talk just a little bit about that and kind of what I'm feeling and what I've been through a little bit. But ultimately, I want to be able to just give you guys some pointers and some tips around a few things. And I am excited to kind of talk about it. So when we talk about like what makes you happy, right? If I was to ask you, define what success and happiness is for you, can you truly tell me what that is? Like, can you openly just ready to pour it out? Like, you know exactly what you want. You know exactly what type of success, happiness that you want in your life. Can you freely do that? Question mark. And when I think about it for myself, I was at a place before where I couldn't do that. I couldn't define what my happiness was or what was going to continue to make me happy. Like, what did I need to do to continue to be happy? Because I felt happy with myself. I felt okay with myself. But what are those little added things to make me happy, right? Whether that's me being at work, whether that's me taking myself out to dinner, to a nice movie, whether me, like, honestly laying here reading a book at this point right now, sitting here in this moment, recording a podcast is a happiness for me. Because I'm able to freely just say whatever because it's mine. It's exciting. I feel good because I feel like I'm financially getting to a point of stability. I can go and get whatever it is that I want. I have good people around me that love on me, that supports me, that encourage me to be better. So it could be like happiness is it could be everything. It could be a part of work. It could be a part of like things that happen for you personally. So I'm just thinking about that. How are you able to define what your success and happiness should look like? Like, are you going to get fulfilled from personal things? Is it a combination of both? Like I just stated. Another thing to kind of talk about is how do you measure your success? Like, how do you know if your success is what you want? Like, how would you measure that? And so think about that. Are you measuring it based upon your job? Are you measuring success based upon title, salary, status? Or is it just personal growth, well-being, a feeling good? Like, how would you measure that? And those are just things that when I think about how I would measure myself, those are things I would think about. I would think about like what makes me happy. Like, write down a list of things that I wanted to do, or a list of things that put a smile on my face. And so I'm in a space now where a simple hug, a simple I love you, or a simple grab my hand, or a simple just reassurance makes me feel good sometimes. Well, actually all the time. Because it kind of gives you a path of, okay, you're doing good. You got this. What are you questioning? Or, if you're work driven, because I'm driven off my work, I'm driven off the results that I see in the business, So if I look at the numbers, right, because I'm in a retail environment, and of course you got goals and metrics that you have to hit to maintain healthy business, right? So for me, that's how I measure my success at work, is the results, the numbers, the factual things, how people treat each other. So it could be a multiple tools of a lot of things on how you can measure your success. And for me, I measure both, like my work life and my personal life. As I always stated, when we talk about trying to find a balance, It's really not a balance. And I learned this from my mentor that's mentoring me right now for a speaking engagement that I'm doing just within the next week or so. She really just stated like it's really no work-life balance. It's about how do you make both work in harmony for you and work for each other to where you're not feeling overwhelmed or stressed, because ultimately you need your work and you need to have your personal life. Like, how do you make them work cohesively together? And that's the exciting part. That's the part that I love. And when she said that to me, I was like, oh my God, that is exactly what I love and enjoy doing. So measuring your success and finding a balance between life and work is super important. And another thing that I do, want to make sure that we are very aware of and that we don't do it. Because something that I see that can happen, also with myself, experiencing and setting high expectations on someone or something when I personally don't know what type of expectation that person may have. Not only that, I don't know what I'm going to get out of something. So for me, I had to really work on, and it's a continuous thing, like really work on not being in a comparison trap. Because if you think about it, born and raised, with a very traditional lifestyle, and I'm understanding that, you want to have a husband, but before you get have a husband, you want to meet someone, then you get married, then you have a baby, and then you have a family, and boom, there we go, right? So coming from a background like that is actually really good at the same time, because I'm able to take some of those core values that my upbringing brought me, and that's how I'm able to navigate like the relationships and the friendships that I currently have now. And I've learned and captured some of the most powerful things that makes me who I am today because of my upbringing. So I feel like that is actually very, very important, for sure. And I want to make sure that we understand that having core values and making sure you're not getting stuck with comparing yourself with anyone else or whatever they got going on, that it don't even matter. Like, you have to do what you have to do in that present moment. Like, you have to do exactly what makes you happy, what is going to make you feel proud, what is going to bring you success, whatever that looks like, and not compare or even feel the pressure. Because sometimes comparing, having the pressure and the weight of others can honestly make you feel stressed, tired, worn out, because you're trying to make everybody else happy. You're trying to do everything else for the people where you honestly just forgot about yourself and honestly what's going to make you happy in those moments. So I think making sure you overcome the pressure of society standards that they set for success and happiness, and that you create your own, that you make life your own. And also just making sure that you reflect, have those moments of reflecting on what your core values are, and set goals, and making sure you're staying in alignment with what those things are that you're wanting. Because I think sometimes we can get very complacent. We can get very comfortable with certain things that probably really not doing it for you, or Maybe it's something that you shouldn't be doing, but you're just holding on to things because it makes you very comfortable. And I've been there, done that, where I'm like, okay, this easy, I feel comfortable, maybe this can work, maybe not, and just get very complacent. And so making sure that you stay on your toes. Anyone that's around you, that's a part of your journey, your success, your happiness, that you're holding them accountable, that they're able to give you what you need, to make sure they are in alignment with what it is that you're trying to do. So that is super, super important. And we can go a little deeper when we talk about alignment. But I'm going to keep it there. Making sure that you are very self-compassionate with yourself. Man, I talk about that all the time. I'll talk about it on every single episode if I have to. But man, just taking care of yourself, navigating through life, making sure that you are maintaining and having healthy perspective about what success can look like, and just make sure that you're taking care of yourself, like mentally, physically, and that you're actually getting stuff done. Because that's another thing. Let me flip really quickly, because we say, like, I've seen it, I've done it. Where you have everything together, you know your core values, you know what you want, you know how to define your success, you know exactly what's going to make you happy, and you know everything, like you got it all laid out and you feel great, right? What is all of that if you're not going to stick with it, or if you're not going to do anything with nothing that you know? It's like wasteful energy. You did all this hard work discovering who you are, what you want, what you need, what you want your partner to be like, what you want your job, your future businesses, like what it is that you're wanting, and not do anything with it. So it's super important that you encourage yourself to stand 10 toes down on what it is that you want and what's going to make you happy, and that you do exactly that. I don't care if it makes the next person uncomfortable. It don't even matter. Because again, sometimes we can lose ourselves because we tend to put ourselves on the back burner for the comfortability of others. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to work together. We're going to figure this thing out together. I'm not going to be uncomfortable to make you comfortable. I don't expect somebody else around me to be uncomfortable to make me comfortable. Like, we're going to have to figure that thing out. And so I am just excited to be able to just kind of digress as I'm in this moving process and listen. Off topic. I am downtown Portland, and I am literally, I can like sit and I'm looking out my window and I'm like people watching right now. Like, I'm seeing what's happening on the streets right now in Portland. It's 9:33 p.m. and I'm able to look. Every time someone runs the red light, it flash. I don't know how many tickets the city has gotten since I moved here because it flashed like every other car. Like, they just keep running the light. I'm like, okay, so I know not to play with this light right here because it's going to give me a ticket. So, but I'm just excited. Again, thank you for just coming and rocking with me and kicking it with me for just a couple of minutes. It's just really quick, simple, get to the point nuggets that I want to be able to drop. I would love for you guys to continue to support me, continue to follow this journey and be a part of this journey with me. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to my platform. I am on Apple Music. I'm on Spotify. Subscribe to me. Share my podcast. Share it with someone you know. I don't care if you share with women, females, men. I don't care who you share it with, but share it with someone. Because you never know what someone is going through, right? You never know what a little simple thing they can gather or get at a quick 20 to 30 minute podcast, right? So again, thank you guys for all the love and the support. Just remember that you define what your success is and what you want that to look like. And on top of that, you also have to determine what is going to make you happy and you act on that. If nothing is in alignment with your vision and what it is that you want, then you know what you got to do. Get rid of it. Throw it in the trash. That's the beauty thing of life. Throw it in the trash, start over, do something different. Like, you have the permission to pivot. Again, thank you for tuning in to Corporate Classy. Until next time, peace.